Hello ladies and genitals, welcome back to my Daily Motion channel. Today I'm going to be talking about, you voted, basically all of the lessons I learned in 2021. This has been the year of many fucking lessons for me. It was a very difficult year. I started at the bottom, I came out on top. Don't forget, the level up challenge, glow up challenge, whatever you want to call it, is going to be officially, first video going to launch January 8th. Mark your calendars. If you're in America, it's January 7th. Don't forget to join the Discord. The community is so wonderful. We currently have 5,000 people in there. Join it or die. I'm kidding. Okay, let's begin with my year started with a breakup, but I came out of it a lot stronger. I literally learned so much from that breakup. The main things it taught me was that I'm so fucking resilient and my life is better without a boyfriend, and I don't actually want a boyfriend till I'm 24. Okay. Okay, no. The message here is, if a breakup is meant to happen, don't fight it. Just let it happen, and it's ultimately up to you to decide if you're going to come out of it stronger or weaker. Some people flop after a breakup, and I was like, not me, bitch. I'm not gonna flop. I'm gonna soar like an eagle. And I did. And I'm happier than ever. So if you're going through a breakup, babe, it's up to you if you're gonna level up or if you're gonna flop. If you're gonna dwell on this loser or you're gonna level up. Number 2, isolation was actually such a blessing. So I did lockdown alone, obviously, because I live alone. I have roommates, but we don't fucking talk. So I was alone in my room for about 3-4 months, and at the beginning I genuinely thought I was going to get schizophrenia because I do psychology. I know the impacts of not having any social interaction. So I was like, bruv, I'm gonna start fucking hallucinating any day now. I'm gonna hear voices in my head. But what I learned through this whole process is that you will always find a way out of it, out of any problem. I had new problems emerging every 2 weeks, I found, and my brain always solved it. I just learned so much about myself during isolation. So if you guys haven't done lockdown alone, or you don't spend a lot of time alone, I really encourage you to do so, because it's great at discovering yourself and finding out what you're like. And you know what, it made me such a strong person. I genuinely feel like I don't need anybody. Before I used to freak out and be like, oh my god, if I don't see anyone for like a week or two, the fuck am I gonna do? Now a month can go by and I probably won't notice if I haven't seen anyone. It's a great feeling to know that you don't have to rely on anyone for your own happiness. Lockdown was definitely a big contributing factor to that, because it gave me a lot of skills which it would have taken a lot longer to develop. 3, making friends is actually easy. I've made a lot of friends this year just because after a breakup you need to go and put yourself out there. Making friends is so easy because most people want to make new friends, and I know I'm gonna get comments going, oh my god, Simone, but like this person I heard to be friends with doesn't want to be friends with me. Like, okay, not everyone's gonna want to be friends with you. Go to someone else then, the fuck? It's that easy. There's so many people out there in the world. You need to find your people, and making friends is a lot like dating. You can't expect the first person you're gonna meet, or even like the second, third, fourth, they're gonna be like your future besties. You probably are gonna miss a line on a lot of things, and it's like dating, you know, you gotta go around, see what's out there, see who you're gonna bond with, but get out of your own head. And don't be like, oh my god, I'm an introvert. Okay, go make friends on Discord. Join my Discord. Join my Discord. So many people are making friends in there. It's such a great community. Stop making excuses and then complaining about having no friends, because we live in the day and age of the internet where you can meet anyone and do anything. I don't want to hear your excuses. 4, value is very important. So every person in your life and everything in your life needs to have value. Anything that doesn't have value, you get rid of it. Otherwise it's clutter and it's a waste of time. If a person in my life is only taking from me and they're bringing absolutely nothing, they're gone. If an object in my room is also doing nothing, bringing me no value, no happiness, no nothing, piece of clothing, it's gone. People have to serve a purpose in your life. It needs to be a two-way friendship. Value going both ways. Otherwise, if they're just taking from you or you're just taking from them, it's not a very good relationship. And also how you spend your time. If you're a procrastinator like me, try to think about what should I be doing right now in this moment. You need to value your time. And when you procrastinate, okay, this was a huge thing during lockdown for me, but I would have like some coping strategies. I had a different stage every 2 weeks, but one of them was, well, I was genuinely doing nothing. Like I'd wake up every day and my coping strategy was watching Gilmore Girls. And a lot of the time I would not set an intention for the day. So I could never enjoy that relaxation. The relaxation felt like an actual chore to me. So instead I'd have to be like, I intend to do this right now. I intend to watch Gilmore Girls and not go on my phone. I intend to study right now. I intend to go on Instagram right now. You can be wasting your time, but if you intend on doing it, then it's not actually wasting time because you intended on doing it, if you know what I mean. While a lot of times, the time we might pick up our phone and mindlessly scroll the internet. So that being said, always live life with intention and think about value. Well, I got a therapist during lockdown just to help with my breakup and, you know, doing lockdown alone. And what I took out of therapy, I'm no longer in it, but what I took out of it was that if you live your life by values, you will be a lot happier. When she told me this, I genuinely couldn't grasp the concept at the beginning. I'm like, what do you mean values? What do you mean, bruv? What I would tell you is figure out your values. Is it loyalty? Is it fun? Is it adventure? Is it spontaneity? Literally so many values out there, but when you start to live according to it, it naturally does bring a lot of happiness. I value adventure and trying new things, and it's something I just wasn't doing before, especially before lockdown. After lockdown, I had this revelation where I'm like, oh my god, I'm not fucking living my life. And then I started to do all the things I wanted to do, live by my values, and my happiness skyrocketed. Don't take life for granted. So I used to take life for granted before lockdown. I literally wouldn't do anything. You asked me to hang out and I don't know if I want to go out. I didn't want to do anything. And then being in lockdown for like 4 months, watching the world go by, watching everyone in Europe living my freaking dream, suddenly I had a thirst for life and a switch turned on. And I was like, God, I am so grateful to live this life. I have to make the most of it. And ever since then, I started to make the most of it. I started to say yes to most things unless I don't want to do it. When you start saying yes and living by your values, you watch how quickly your world shifts. Also, gratitude. So a couple of months ago, I said in a video that I was so happy and I had never ever been that happy before. And I was worried that it would go away. And guess what? A week later, not even a week later, a day later, I was no longer happy. I wasn't sad, I was just very neutral. Like I wasn't ecstatic. At that stage, I was literally waking up every day just being like, I fucking love life. I'm so happy. And I would just be, I just loved life. And looking back, the reason why I felt that way is because I had gratitude. Little things just kept piling on to my life where I just started to notice things and just appreciate them. It actually started where I appreciated the fact I was single, because I was like, oh my god, I would not be experiencing this if I was still in that relationship. And then one by one, I started noticing everything else. I'm so grateful for my subscribers. I'm so grateful that I can do what I love. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to do da 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 da. I'm so grateful for the new people in my life. And it just kept spiraling. And the more gratitude you have, the happier you become. And then I hit this stage where that gratitude got lost because I got caught up in comparison and thinking, and you know, hedonic treadmill, we're never happy with where we're at, we always want more. So I got to the stage where I'm like, actually, I want way more. And then I lost gratitude and I lost happiness. I'm still happy, but I'm not on like cloud 9 constantly. So if you want to be happy, you really have to find gratitude. Everything is achievable and most things are easier than they seem. If you ever have a problem, just break it down. I'm sure the solution is actually very fucking simple when you break it down. Too often we get in our heads about very simple things. What I do is, if I'm ever worrying about something, I think to myself, okay, what do I actually have to worry about here? Like, what's the problem? Am I making the issue bigger than it actually is? And I'll write it out. And 9 times out of 10, it's a pretty minuscule issue that can very easily be solved. Also, do not worry about things until they happen. I used to be such a chronic worrier because my mom is, so I kind of inherited that. I would worry about things before they even happened. And my therapist was like, don't do that. We'll worry about it, Simone, when it comes to it, if it comes to it. And that's what I do now. Okay, you are going through continuous stages. This is not something I noticed until I got into lockdown and it was so quiet that I could observe absolutely everything in my life. And when I got a therapist. When I got a therapist, every 2 weeks, it was like a reflection of what had happened. So having this constant reflection, it made me realize that every 2 weeks, I was bringing up something entirely new to her. And the thing that I brought up in the previous week, I had usually found a way to solve that problem or get over it. Looking back, you can see all of the stages I was going through. I can identify when I'm going through a stage. I had a stage where I'm like, oh my God, I need my soulmate. That lasted a week. I had a stage where I'm like, oh my God, do I want my ex back? Delusional fucking stage. Literally 3 days later, gone. So what I would say, either get a therapist or every 2 weeks or even once a week, reflect on your problems. Write your problems down and you'll see how things work itself out. Because after I stopped therapy, I realized I didn't know what my stages were anymore just because I wasn't reflecting on it. Yep, we go through stages and we usually work it out ourselves. So yeah, that's everything I learned this year. I have to say this has been my biggest self-growth year and I'm really proud of myself because it was a very difficult year and I came out on top. Definitely until August, I thought I had wasted the whole year because that first half of the year was entirely focused on getting over my breakup and fucking lockdown. Lockdown really like made everything worse. And then I came out on top, better than ever. So you can turn everything around. Everything is a learning lesson. Whenever anything happens to me, good or bad, I usually think, what can I learn from this? There is obviously a reason this happened. The universe, why did the universe do it? I have to think of the reason and learn from it right now. So that's that. Ich liebe dich. Don't forget, 8th of January, that's when the level up vlogs start and the challenge. Join the Discord, it will be linked below. Ich liebe dich. Tschüss. Oh my God, also go watch my Melbourne vlog. It'll be out in about a week, okay? And go follow me on Instagram.
The world would be a better place to live.
Roman, vacación. Mi hada madrina dijo que sí. Este de aquí me hizo llorar. Este otro me dice marica. Este otro de mí piensa mal. Esto es lo que hago cuando me chingan.